Kara Whitson from the women's track and field team has escorted our next inductee to the podium. Karen Schardein is the first Bearkat female student athlete to win a Southland Conference track individual championship. A true Bearkat sports pioneer, Karen was a member of Sam Houston's first NCAA Division I women's track and field team. She won the league's indoor 2-mile run in 1988 and the Southland outdoor 5,000 meter championship in both 1988 and 1990. Karen earned All-Southland Conference honors 8 times during her career. Along with her 3 league gold medal performances, she also won silver 4 times indoors and once outdoors. Karen won 2 meets during Sam Houston's inaugural cross-country season in 1987 and still holds the Bearkat school record in the 5,000 meters outdoors. Karen and her husband John were married while Karen was a student at Sam Houston and have now been married for 30 years. Karen worked at Riverwood Middle School in Kingwood for 8 years, coaching track and basketball and teaching health. She now is a stay-at-home mom with 4 boys, Brant 10, Bryce 11, Blake 13, and Braden 14. After living in Indonesia for 3 years, she and her family have been back in the United States for about a year and live now in the Woodlands. Brenda Gray will present the Bearkat Hall of Honor Award to Karen Schardein.
Thank you so much. I don't have a paper because I told my son, he said, "Mama, that's not a good idea." I said, "I'm not, if I had a paper, I'd have to wear my glasses." So that's what happens when you get old. So thank you so much. Today truly is a special day, and I feel so honored, privileged, and blessed to be here, just like I did so many years ago back in the pioneer days of track and field and cross country. And I say that because when I started, we actually worked out on the dirt track. Bowers wasn't finished yet, so it was a long time ago. And it was an honor to represent Sam Houston back in those days, just as it is today. There are so many people here at Sam Houston that I'd like to thank. Gosh, this summer, I have to say before I start my thank yous, when I received the phone call from Coach Gray, I was literally in shock. I was just like literally speechless. I'm just a busy mom, taking care of my 5 guys with my husband, and you know how it goes, you just get busy with life. And I honestly hadn't thought about my days as a Bearkat in years, and so it was just like, it was mind-blowing, but I'm really happy to be here. And today I would like to thank many people at Sam Houston. I'd like to thank all of my coaches, Coach Lisa Chadwick, Coach John Francis, Coach Ray Stanfield, and Coach John Lumley. I'd like to thank the athletic department, Ron Randleman, Matt Finley, Bobby Williams, Dr. Case, Bobby Hilliard, for always being there offering support through their words of encouragement. I'd like to thank all of my teammates, especially the young men. Back in those pioneer days, there weren't any women, it was just me. And I was having to run with all the men. So every day was like a track meet for me because I was having to use a lot of energy just to stay up with them because men are faster than women most of the times. So being dropped off at the state park saying, "See you back at the field house," and I was scared of the dark. I didn't tell anybody, so I ran really fast every day trying to stay up. And thank you to some of those guys that would look out for me to make sure I was still back there. So thank you to the athletic department. Thank you to my teammates. I'd like to thank my parents, especially my father, who was one of my biggest fans over the years. He was at all of my meets, even back in the high school days when you didn't really want your parents around. And I'd tell him, "Oh, my meet was at Baytown, and it was really somewhere else," but he would always find where we were and show up. So thank you to my mom and dad. I'd like to thank my family for being here, offering their support on this wonderful night. I'd like to thank my wonderful husband, who's also a Bearkat. He actually kind of hooked me up with running. I was married before we started college, and I think he called Matt Finley and found out they were starting the program again, and got me started with that. So he's an amazing person, loving, kind, generous, always very supportive, went to all my meets. It's so incredibly supportive, and for always, thank you so much, John, for believing in me when I certainly don't believe in myself, and for loving me when I'm not lovable. Thank you. And I would also like to thank the Women's and Men's Lettermen's Association for this wonderful recognition, and to everyone who helped put on this amazing event. And lastly, most importantly, thanks be to God. Thank you.